Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So if you're watching, please leave a comment, say hello. I'd love to see who's watching and let me know that you can hear me. And of course, I'm wearing my Wicked Witch's hat because in this live stream, part of my catch up, I'm going to tell you about watching Wicked in the cinema. Oh my gosh, it was so good, as you can imagine. So here I have my witch's hat. Probably look a bit silly seeing as it's not Halloween to most of y'all, but I'm like Alphabet, I'm embracing the witch's hat. But I'm not going to break out into freaky dance moves. But anyhow, this live video is for a catch-up. So I want to tell you what's been going on in my life. And I'd love for you to tell me what's been going on in your lives too. Whoever's watching, I'd love to hear where you are and we can hold space for each other. That'd be lovely. And I have some cards. I will be pulling some cards later. And I also want to say a few words about Mercury in retrograde and the upcoming portals. We're actually in Mercury in retrograde now. We've been in it for a few days at least. I'm thinking 3 to 4 days. I can't remember the exact date of when it started, but if you look online, you'll see when. If you Google it, you'll be able to find out when it starts and when it ends. But I believe it usually lasts for a few weeks. So we're still in the first week. Hello, Raphael. What to do if I have a That is a crazy question. I'm not sure I'm the best person to answer that for you, Raphael. Okay. Are you British? Yes, I am British. That is a good question. So there goes the alphabet hat. So yes, I am British. Thank you for asking. And please, everybody, do say hello. Let me know that you can hear me properly, because I'm not too sure some of the times, and technology is not my strength. I'm not very good at all of this technological stuff. But anyhow, in this video, I'm going to say a little catch up. We can have a little chit chat. Tell me what's going on in your life. I'll tell you what's going on with me. Recently got some new ink, as you can see in the picture. In my pictures, I've been posting pictures all over social media because I absolutely love my new ink that I got with the planets, and I even got the symbol and the eternity symbol as well. So you probably can't see it brilliantly from over there. I'll come a little closer so you can see it. So this is my new ink. But it's probably not the best light for you to see it, but yeah. So want to say lots of stuff about what's been going on. Want to talk about some of the things that I've been watching recently. I've been watching a really random mix of things. I watched Wicked in the cinemas. I've been watching Stargate SG-1 at home. What else? I watched Winona Earp Vengeance. Oh my god, I was so obsessed with that TV show some years ago, and then it got cancelled, and then a lot of the fans was kicking off about it on Twitter and social media, trying to get Netflix to buy it and bring it back. But eventually, it looks like that did eventually pay off, even though Netflix, I don't think it was Netflix who's brought it back, but it was eventually recently brought back as Winona Vengeance. So if you've not seen that already, check it out. It's pretty cool. These are a few of the things I've been watching, so this is a bit of a timeline. So I've watched The Radleys, Winona Vengeance, Deadpool and Wolverine, Beetlejuice 2, Stargate, and couple of days ago, we even watched Winnie the Pooh movie. So it was Winnie the Pooh Blood and Vengeance. No, not Blood and Vengeance. I'm getting mixed up now. Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, which was absolutely crazy. So yeah, I did not choose that movie. Fresh. Thank you, Stella. Thank you. I've been busy watching a lot of stuff recently. I like to watch stuff. I'm forever watching stuff, binging stuff, TV shows. Like, I can't wait for like Stranger Things to come back and Sandman season 2 as well. I'm gonna give you a quick timeline of where I'm at, or what's been happening. So we had All Souls Day was right after Halloween. After Halloween, or after All Souls Day on the 2nd of November, I got my new tattoo done. It hurt like a bitch. I'm not kidding. Bloody hell. I was not expecting it because I've only had a small tattoo done before that. A little tiny one, as you can see. So I was not ready for the pain. Gosh. And then after that, we've had the 11/11 portal. And I recently started a new job as well, so I had a complete change in career. It's been wild, but I'm a lot happier for it. We had the full moon, and we've had Hecate night as well, so I've been posting some videos about Hecate night and the goddess Hecate, because she's like one of the main deities who I work with. So I'm an eclectic witch or pagan, so we work with these ancient deities, goddesses and gods from times past, but they're still very relevant and active even in these modern times. Okay, so also written down that I've been doing a bit of gaming. So a lot of you may not know, because don't mention this often, that I am a little bit of a gamer, more so because of my other half. I was influenced into gaming. Okay, but one of the games that there's 2 games that I play the most, and that's Injustice 2, which is crazy. DC characters fighting, it's fun. And Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So I absolutely love Assassin's Creed because you get to go into the ancient civilizations and you get to assassinate people at the same time. So in the Assassin's Creed Origins, I've been climbing up pyramids and stuff like that, and in the Odyssey you get to climb up massive statues of the ancient deities, which is pretty cool as well. So also in the Odyssey, it's pretty cool because you get to there's extra packs that you can add on to the game, because it's quite an epic game anyway, but you can buy extra packs, and one of them's like the Atlantis in Elysium add-on, and it adds extra storylines, and it's pretty cool. So I've been doing that recently, the extra add-on on that game. So you get to go to Elysium first. So Elysium is kind of like the afterlife. It's like supposed to be quite happy, pretty, all of that stuff. And then from there you go to the underworld, and from there, from the underworld, you see Hades obviously in the underworld, and you kind of his servant for a while, and then you end up fighting him and then leaving the underworld and going to Atlantis, which is the part that I'm currently at on that game. So I know it's a bit random, but I'm just wanting to really have a catch up with you all and let you know what I do when I'm off camera. Okay, so one moment while I just have some of my tea. So in my tea I have, it's lemongrass, rosehip and hemp, and it's also got honey as well. I love honey. I put honey in all of my tea as long as I have some. Okay, Okay, so where else am I going? Okay. I also want it, so also going back to the tattoo, this is like my 4th week nearly. It's nearly been a month since I've had it. In a couple of days it will have been a month. So I've had to be on top of the aftercare and moisturising it, and gosh, when it starts cracking, when it starts peeling and all of that, gosh, and it gets itchy and stuff like that. So yeah, tattoos, I'm sure you can all relate if you've had a tattoo. It's fun times. Okay, so next thing I want to mention about is pondering gifts. That's the other thing that I've been doing recently. I've been pondering what gifts I'm gonna get for my loved ones. So I'm just not enjoying it really. It's just kind of mind-boggling and plus I don't want to just order stuff online, but then I also don't want to queue in town where it's crazy and go in all of the shops where there's long queues and lines. So it's kind of a catch-22 there, because I don't want to just order any off of line, but I also don't want to be queuing up for ages in stores. So yeah. Also, I've written down that I've got two younger sisters, and they pretty much almost finished their Xmas shopping, so they've almost done with the gifts. So well done to them. But yeah, I'm nowhere near ready yet. So next, I'm gonna talk about Wicked. So if you've not seen Wicked before, Wicked tells the tale of 2 witches, or rather, it sets the scene for you. If you've not seen The Wizard of Oz, it is like the introduction, and it kind of reveals why the events happen the way they do in The Wizard of Oz. And in this new movie, they have split Wicked into parts. So we've only seen the first part of Wicked, the movie, in the cinemas, because they'll be working on the next part soon, I'm guessing. But yeah, Wicked was an amazing musical as well. I saw the original Broadway and West End cast. I saw Idina Menzel. I saw Kristen Chenoweth. I saw them in the West End, and also Miriam Margolyes, or however you pronounce her name. She was on the cast in Wicked in the West End. So it was really an amazing show when I saw the the West End show. But the movie, I was really pleased with the movie, because I knew it was going to be a big budget movie, and I knew it had some good talent on board. So I was just really pleased when I watched the movie, because Elphaba, I've not heard of Cynthia before, so I was not sure what to really expect, and it was quite refreshing really, because I liked how she sang her way through all of the songs. She had quite a different style to Idina Menzel. However, her vocals sometimes kind of reminded me a bit of Rihanna in some places, but at the same time she was super powerful and amazing. So yeah, her singing was really good in the Wicked movie. She did a really good job. So yeah, I definitely recommend people to go and watch it if you've not seen it, and if you're interested, of course, go check out Wicked. So it's a bit like, so the Wizard of Oz. I'll tell you a little bit about that if you're interested in Wicked but you've not seen Wizard of Oz. So the Wizard of Oz is about, it's about a couple of witches. It mentions mainly the witch of the have cardinal witches. So the witch of the west, witch of the east, and the witch of the north. So the witch of the east is the witch who we see get squashed by a house at the beginning of the Wizard of Oz movie when Dorothy arrives. When Dorothy arrives, rather, she gets taken up in a tornado, and the house then lands on the Witch of the East in Oz. So she travels from Kansas to Oz, and she's defeated the witch, apparently. So everyone believes that Dorothy's a witch and her magic has defeated the Wicked Witch of the East. However, there is a second Wicked Witch who owns the cardinal direction of the West. So the Wicked Witch of the West, that's the iconic one that everyone knows about, because she's the one who's green. So we have the Wicked Witch of the West in the Wizard of Oz movie, and this is the character which gets set up. Rather, we kind of learn how she ended up carrying out the events that she did, and it kind of, the Wicked the musical in the movie, it shows that she's not really wicked or evil as is shown in the Wizard of Oz. She's actually misunderstood. And we also have the Witch of the North, who's Glinda. So Glinda the Good Witch, she is quite cool. She arrives in a bubble. So that happened in the Wizard of Oz, the old movie, and it also happened in the new movie, Wicked. Ariana Grande plays the new Glinda, or Galinda, or Glinda. She goes by both names. First she's Galinda, but then she changes her name to Glinda. But Ariana Grande, she does a great job as well. I wasn't sure what she would actually bring to it, because I know she's got a good voice, she can sing really well, but I just was unsure. When it comes to like celebrities like that, being placed into shows that movies that you know really well, like especially musicals, then you can get a bit apprehensive about it, because you're not really sure what they're going to bring with it and what they're going to do, and if they're going to be a good fit. But I actually think she was a good fit. So I love Cynthia and Ariana Grande. They both did an amazing job, and there was loads of other great talent in the movie as well. Like Fiyero, I'm not sure who that actor is who plays Fiyero, but he was pretty cool. And we even had Peter Dinklage in the movie playing a goat. So it was so funny, because I was watching the movie and I recognised the voice, but I hadn't placed who the heck it was. I was like, I recognise that voice. I recognise that. I know that actor from somewhere, but I couldn't place it until I saw the credits at the end of the movie, and I'm like, oh my god, it's a Peter Dinklage. That's obviously, he was the goat. But yeah, so the Wicked the movie, it is kind of is trying to spread awareness of discrimination. That is one of the themes in the movie, because obviously Elphaba, who is labelled the Wicked Witch, she is green and different to everybody else. So they discriminate against her time and time again. So that is one of the themes which run through the movie and the musical Elphaba. So yeah, that's just a few things about Wicked. Also, if you do like Wicked and the Wizard of Oz, there was also another great movie called Oz the Great and Terrible, but that doesn't directly tie in with these timelines for Wicked, because it's a different timeline, because the Wicked Witch in Oz the Great and Powerful is a different Wicked Witch. She has a different name, and there is, so yeah, it's slightly different, but it's slightly different story and timelines, but it's still a pretty good movie. And there was also Emerald City, which I think Emerald City fits in really well with the sort of Wicked timelines as well. So that is The Wizard of Oz and Wicked. So next I want to talk about Mercury in Retrograde. So Mercury in Retrograde. So I believe that, I think it kicked off on the 26th of November. So we've been in it for a few days now. So Mercury in Retrograde, I know it may sound silly or be difficult to understand how the planets can affect us and do the things that is mentioned, such as like communication is broken up. Sorry, I'm just looking at my cat. She's kind of like half sleeping with her eye open, and she's just looking at me funny. Bless her. But Mercury in retrograde. So when the planet Mercury goes into retrograde, Mercury he has authority over communication, technology. All of these things are within his dominion. So when he decides to go into retrograde, it's like he's kind of switching off and just like having a rest and not overseeing all of those things which are in his dominion, like communication and technology. And that's why when we do go into Mercury in retrograde, we have a lot more technological issues, like you'll have Wi-Fi problems, you may have issues with your car or something along those lines. So pretty much anything can happen when it comes to Mercury in retrograde and technology, because technology, everyone knows what technology is like anyway. Technology is always unpredictable, but it's even more unpredictable when we come into the period that it's like, I believe it's 3 to 4 weeks of Mercury in retrograde. And also, there's a lot of misunderstandings which happen because communication is another thing as well. So whether it's communicating by phone or talking face to face, some people may feel like they've got sort of like a block, so a chakra block, like the throat chakra may feel blocked and you can't get out what you want to say, and people are not listening to you, or you're not able to express yourself fully. So these are things which can happen within this period of time within Mercury in retrograde. So that's why it's good to kind of keep some crystals around with you. So blue crystals are always good when it comes to the throat chakra. So here I have a piece of fluorite. So it's kind of like a sea greeny colour actually. I'm a little bit colourblind, so if it's not sea green to you, then I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm a little bit colourblind. Only partially colourblind. But yeah, a piece of fluorite. I've been carrying that in my pocket because when Mercury's in retrograde, your mind you kind of get a bit of brain fog, mind fog, and you can't really form your thoughts clearly or your communications. So if you have a piece of fluorite around, especially if it's like bluey green fluorite or blue fluorite, which is called I believe they call it Blue John or something along those lines. I may be forgetting, that may not be correct, the name of it. It's definitely something John, Blue John or something over a John. But yeah, that's just blue fluorite. But carrying fluoride around, sorry, not fluoride. Fluoride is what you get in toothpaste. So, but I'm talking about fluorite, which is a mineral. So carrying this mineral around is really, really good because it helps clear away the brain fog, and it helps you to clear your mind and express yourself better, which is very good. So there's other crystals that which you can have around. So that would be lapis lazuli. I'm actually wearing my carnelian, which I often do. So carnelian is good for like public speakers. So as well as it like protecting you, it may not be a blue stone, but it is good for kind of like the fire signs. So it kind of has the fiery energy, so therefore it's kind of good for artistic people, creative people, and people who need to speak to a lot of people like myself. So also there would be, let's see if I have which other crystals I have here. So I've got a bit of blue kyanite over here. Blue kyanite. Ooh. It's a bit crimply. So it's a bit crumbly, my blue kyanite. But this is blue kyanite, so that would be another good one to have around. Blue kyanite. Anything that's blue really would be good because the colour blue does connect with the throat chakra. Okay, so I'm just seeing what other crystals are in here. So there's some pretty blue celestite here. So again, all of these, any form of blue crystal is good for you to have around when you're having issues with the throat chakra, and those issues are more likely to happen when you are within the Mercury in retrograde period. Okay. So like I said, within these next few weeks, you can expect technology to go awry and awry, to unexplained problems to happening. So if you're writing essays, if you're sending emails, it's yada yada yada. If you're doing stuff on technology, make sure you're backing that stuff up and you're saving your drafts, etc., etc. That way, if something unexpected does happen with the technology, then you're not at a loss, because you can, if you've saved it, you've saved a draft, etc., etc., you can just come back to it and resume rather than having to start all over again. So it's just being forewarned is forearmed. So just little things like that. If you kind of put measures in place to against the mishaps, then you'll be ready, basically. Okay, so where else do I want to go? So yeah, so I've got my I've got the cards. So I'm gonna pull a few cards here, see what guidance Spirit has for us regarding Mercury in retrograde, or if there's any other messages that need to come through for people who are watching. So if you're watching up until this point, well, I'd like to thank you, because I know that I have been waffling on a bit, and I've been talking about some random stuff, having a little catch up. But yeah, I would love to be able to pull some needed messages through for people as well. Okay. So we have a card. Okay, so that sounds pretty random. So this is from the Dream Weaver's Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. So it says, all the shoes fell from the sky. So yeah, that sounds quite haphazard and strange. And what's interesting is you have an image of a blue sort of moon, and that is quite interesting, because I was just telling everyone to get your blue stones out, like get your lapis lazuli, your fluorite, your blue kyanites, get all of these stones out, because they're going to be helpful right now with Mercury being in retrograde. But let's see what the book says about this stone. About this card, rather. Let's see what we've got. So it's number 21. What message does that bring? So it says, the essential meaning: waiting for the other shoe to drop, expectation of failure as a means of self-sabotage, fear of success, not trusting good fortune. So sometimes when good things are presented to us, we keep our guard up because we're still expecting the worst to happen. We exaggerate our fears, or we get triggered and begin to speak about what is missing, what does not work, what could go wrong. So that's interesting. Or why we shouldn't attempt something. We may genuinely want something, but push it away, rationalizing that we won't get it perfect. This mindset is actually a way to exert control over an outcome. You can neither fail nor succeed when you keep yourself suspended, staring at the proverbial shoes falling from the sky. It's easier to remain in stasis than to take the risk and move towards your dream, or take action to build something better. This card is gently telling you it's time to shift your thinking. Nothing will ever be perfect, and there will always be a shoe that drops here and there. That is life. If you don't step forward towards your dream, you'll regret it. So summon your courage, and the dream weavers will weave their magic of protection around you and shower you with love. All the shoes may fall from the sky in some other universe, but not in yours. So that's a very interesting message to come through from Spirit. When we was talking about Mercury in retrograde and being when people get worried about things going wrong. So it's kind of a reassuring message there from Spirit, saying not to worry too much about it. Like, I'm hearing it might never happen. So that's a popular saying that you hear sometimes. It might never happen. So and plus, on top of all that, energy goes where your attention goes. So energy flows where your attention goes. So rather than thinking about where things could go wrong, it's good to be prepared. It's like wearing or carrying your crystals. Be prepared, but try not to overthink things and not to dwell on them too much. Okay. So that was a very interesting card, and it really did fit very well. Okay, and also next I'm gonna read a few of the quotes that I found recently, which I think are really relevant to these themes for today. So relationships these days don't need work because people predict instead of communicating. So it's saying stop preempting what you think somebody else is going to say and actually communicate with them, talk to them and see if there is an issue rather than just imagining an issue. So the next thing that I saw was how to communicate better. Number 1, listen. Don't just think about what you're going to say next. Number 2, be honest. Say how you feel while being tactful and aware. Number 3, pay attention to body language. Number 4, do not assume. Ask questions if you're uncertain. Number 5, be mindful. Give and receive. Don't let the conversation be one-sided. So that is very useful information while we're in Mercury in retrograde. So it's just about finding the balance and holding the balance and not letting things go off or go off kilter. Okay, let's see what other ones I've got. So this is another good one that I saw. So it's effective communication is 20% of what you know and 80% of how you feel about what you know. So really think about that. So 20% of what you know and 80% of how you feel about what you know. So it's about expressing yourself and not letting things get stuck inside your own head. Don't bottle things up. Let it out. That is Spirit's message. Okay. Alright, what card is this one? When the bird sings gratitude. Ooh, that's an interesting card. So this is the next card. Okay, when the bird sings gratitude. Let's see what this one's saying. I'm loving that in this reading I'm pulling some of these cards that I've not pulled before. So this is interesting. So it says gratitude as the essential power of manifestation, the law of praise, saying thanks in advance of goodness. So right now you're being reminded of the quickening power of the law of praise. Saying thank you before actually receiving those good things that you desire in life is a magical, sacred act. You may have been taught to say grace over your food, blessing it and giving thanks for nourishing your body. Most people know to say thank you after receiving something, expressing gratitude for what they have already. This is a conditional gratitude. You need the result to be there and complete before you feel it. The true manifesting power of gratitude is the declaration in advance of your needs being met. So you do not need to rely on anything being in the outer world before you express your appreciation for it. Saying thank you is the abracadabra of life. It calls beauty and grace to you, reminding you of your humanity. As part of life, you are a grain of sand on a beach, blessed to live this brief time on earth. Gratitude is the key to your question right now. Can you be thankful for whatever happens? Can you show appreciation for the highest good of all and not just for yourself? Can you see this adventure called life through the eyes of gratitude, humility and kindness? Yes, be thankful for all that you have experienced up until now, all your loved ones, fresh air, the food on your plate. Be grateful for the divinity in you. Look around you. All things are sacred. Praise what you see and what you don't see yet. Miracles are waiting for you to call them to life. So that is a beautiful message right there. Okay, so on that note, I'm going to read a couple more of these quotes that I found about miscommunication. So this one says, miscommunication can be avoided by the simple act of asking someone what they mean or how they feel instead of assuming. Or a lack of communication breeds assumptions of what the other person is thinking or feeling, and assumptions are more often than not incorrect. Before you assume, try this crazy method called asking. So that's pretty spot on there. Your assumptions and the truth dine at totally separate tables. People who can't communicate think everything is an argument. So there's some powerful quotes right there. So I'm going to leave those quotes with you, and I'm going to pull another card from a different deck now. So let's go with the Ascended Masters, see what they want to add to this. Okay, so Ascended Masters, what would you like to add to this today? What guidance have you got for us regarding like Mercury in retrograde or any other issues or problems, miscommunications, anything at all? What is the answer? Where are the little miracles? I wonder. Okay. So interesting, we have Moses. So of all of the Ascended Masters, Moses has came through. So he's telling you to take charge of this situation. And again, that is kind of tying in with the whole rather than just waiting for miracles to happen, but also having that unbreakable faith that the miracle is about to happen and being thankful for it. So that is the Ascended Master Moses. I'll pull another one from this deck, see what other Ascended Master is working with us. What guidance have you got, Spirit? Please let us know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Angus, twin flames. Oh, that's interesting. So, twin flame. So, what is interesting is we have came into Sagittarius, so that is the sun sign at the moment. So it's interesting that we're talking about fiery things such as twin flames. So we have came into the Sagittarius season. So Sagittarius is one of the 3 fire signs. So we've got Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But Angus's message is to do with twin flames. So that is about finding people who resonate with us so unbelievably strongly. So it's like a little miracle in itself. So everyone has soulmates, everyone has family, and we have the souls and spirits who return to us in each and every lifetime. So we have the souls who we are within the same soul contracts with. So those are what you call soulmates, but there is even stronger connections out there in the world, and we call those twin flames. So they're extremely rare. So it's not like something that you find every day or every year. So twin flame is something that is quite rare, but it's very powerful. So yeah, just be open to that, but don't be manipulated by that notion. because there is a lot of flack to do with the whole cult that escaping twin flames. They really preyed on people's loneliness and their need for a twin flame to really take advantage of those people. So it's just being open to a twin flame, but do not be blind to it, and don't be manipulated by anybody. But there is a possibility of a connection happening between a twin flame, so just bear that in mind. That is what Spirit wants you to know. Okay, so last I'm going to pull one more card from the Dreamweaver's Oracle, because I feel like Spirit's voice sings pretty clearly through these cards. So let's see what you have to say to us. Okay. All the diamonds in the sky. I freaking love this one. I'm sure I do. Okay, so I'll show you the card. So it says all the diamonds in the sky. So let me grab the book. So I feel like this is a very positive message. So it's number 10. So 10s in a reading often represent some form of completion. So that is a positive sign. So it says, the essential meaning is limitless potential and possibilities unique to you, moving out of limiting beliefs, reaching for the stars and trusting you will reach them. Again, that is tying in with the Moses energy. So that unwavering faith and belief in yourself and in Spirit, in the divine. Okay. So often the only things that will separate us from the life that we want to live are our beliefs and the inner stories that we tell ourselves about them. Perhaps you've been conditioned to see yourself as limited, less than, unworthy. Maybe you're worried about the consequences of stepping out of your comfort zone right now. For the results of your expansion may not please others. Could it be you don't know the how? So everything looks like too much and it makes you feel discouraged. So these are parts of the messages of this card, all the diamonds in the sky. So I'll continue to read that. The star you're reaching for may seem out of reach for you, but if you remember you come from the stars, you will see the threads of destiny the dream weavers have placed for you to find. Dream big. Don't be afraid to be honest with yourself about what you really want to experience. As soon as you claim it, let go of your resistance to surrendering and shift from merely wanting to consciously intending. You will see the thread connecting you to the star that was there all along. Step by step, the way forward will be revealed, and the how will be in the very capable hands of the universe. Believe in the power of the divine that exists in all things and especially within you. So I'm always, excuse me, I'm always repeating this to as many people. I'm trying to say this as often as possible about the divine spark that we have within us. So over the centuries and the millennia, we all have been taught that the divinity is separate from us and it's far away, but that is a lie. The divinity isn't far away, isn't separate from us. So sure that there is a form of separation, but it is not a complete separation, because we all have divinity within us. Each and every one of us, every creature has a divine spark and has a connection to the divine. So we don't need some form of priest or practitioner to give us a bridge to the divine, because we are the divine and we have our own damn bridge. So that is important for every one of us to be aware of. So step by step, the way forward will be revealed, and the how will be in the very capable hands of the universe. Believe in the power of the divine that exists in all things, and especially within you. Believe in yourself, and soon you will see the magic. No man-made construct can rob you of your inner light or the expression of your dreams, as they are sacred and holy. Keep going. You're on the right track. Like all the precious diamonds sparkling in the sky, this star of yours matters. So that is the beautiful and important message from Spirit. So connect with that divine spark within, and do not forget your power. So if you like this video, do check out some of the other videos I have. A reading video which goes from November to December. So if you liked this and if you're interested, check out that reading video.